Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into a topic that's seen a really surprising surge in popularity across America: witchcraft.
Yeah, it's actually one of the fastest growing religions now, which probably catches a lot of people off guard.
Definitely. And I think, maybe you, like a lot of us, have seen movies or heard stories. You get this picture of witchcraft that's, well, probably pretty far from the truth.
Right, there's a ton of curiosity out there, especially with teens, about this path that's often really misunderstood.
Exactly. And that's why we're doing this deep dive today. Our main source is a book called Teen Witch, Wicca for a New Generation by Silver Ravenwolf.
And it's interesting because this book, it isn't just for teenagers. It's really designed to guide young people through the basics of Wicca, sure. But, and this is crucial, it also tries to, ease parents' minds.
Ah, okay, so it's trying to bridge that gap.
Totally. Separating fact from fiction,
Right.
showing how these principles can actually empower lives.
So our mission today is basically to unpack what modern witchcraft really involves, how its practices are meant to help with personal growth, with harmony, and just demystify the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe uncover some surprising ideas, some practical things that might click with you, whatever your background is.
Okay, let's get into it. Where do we start?
Well, let's start where the author, Silver Ravenwolf, does, with the parents.
Right. Because if your kid suddenly says, I'm interested in witchcraft, that might cause some anxiety.
Exactly. She calls it a potential minor coronary arrest, and she's writing as a mother of four herself and also, a very prominent witch in the U.S.
So she gets it.
She gets it, and her first message is basically, relax. Read the book, understand why this is growing. She actually frames it as a way to help teens steer clear of bad places, things like drugs, alcohol, prostitution.
Quite a reframing. From something scary to something potentially protective.
It really is. And beyond just saying relax, she tackles those fears by, well, showing the positive side. The moral code, the focus on responsibility.
And she connects it to teens' real lives.
Yeah, she mentions getting thousands of letters from kids aged like 11 to 18, asking about witchcraft, but also how it relates to everyday stuff: peer pressure, homework troubles.
Huh. So it's not just about spells and potions in their minds.
Not at all. The book frames it as a path for positive self-growth, becoming a better person to help others. It's really presented as practical self-improvement.
You mentioned the author's journey. How does she get into this?
Yeah, it's quite a story. She said she was introduced to Wicca when she was just 13 by her cousin, Tess.
13. Wow.
Yeah. And Tess apparently challenged traditional church teachings, introduced the idea of a female divine, talked about what the author calls the burning times.
Okay, what does the book say about the burning times? We should be clear, this is the author's perspective.
Right. According to the book, this was an era when Christian men murdered millions, mostly women and children, labeling them witches. This story really sets up the historical context for why there's so much misunderstanding. Okay, so that historical backdrop is important for understanding the need to debunk myths.
Exactly. And the book tackles these head-on. It has a whole section on what real witches do not do.
All right, let's hit the big ones. First up, the devil.
Yeah, number one, witches do not believe in or worship the Christian devil. They don't see power in evil. In fact, the book says giving evil a name actually gives it power.
So no summoning demons, no hurting people intentionally.
Absolutely not. Why do you think that myth sticks around so much?
I guess old stories, maybe movies, mixing things up, historical propaganda, maybe?
Probably all the above. But the book is clear. Witches take an oath of service to help people, not hurt them. There's a strong moral code.
Like a guiding principle?
Yeah, basically. If you do bad stuff, you pay the price. And the book adds, you will pay dearly, which ties into the rule of three.
The rule of three. What's that?
It's the idea that whatever energy you put out, good or bad, comes back to you threefold. So there's a real incentive for ethical behavior. It's about accountability.
Gotcha. Okay, what about the stereotypes? Brooms? Pointy hats?
Nope. The book tackles those directly. No flying on brooms. They use cars or airlines, quote unquote.
Ah, okay.
Definitely don't eat babies. The author literally writes yucky next to that one.
Good to know.
And no desecrating graves or religious symbols. It's also stressed that it's not a fashion statement. You don't have to wear black clothes or pentacles all the time.
It's about the inner practice, not the outer look.
Exactly. Which leads to this interesting point about secrecy versus transparency.
Oh, like do they keep it hidden?
Well, there's this concept called the witch's pyramid. It has four sides. To know, to dare, to will, and to be silent.
To be silent. That sounds like keeping it secret.
Not exactly hiding the craft itself, according to the author. It's more about understanding that pure thought has power.
Yeah.
And sharing your specific magical workings with people who don't believe, well, it could dilute the energy.
Okay, so it's about protecting the focus of your work, not like a secret society thing.
Right. Discernment, maybe? Protecting your personal spiritual practice?
Okay, so we've cleared up what witchcraft isn't. Let's talk about what it is. The book is a definition.
It does, a really concise one. Witchcraft is a nature-based, life-affirming religion that follows a moral code and seeks to build harmony among people and empower the self and others.
Life-affirming and empower the self. That feels very different from the stereotypes. What do you think is the most surprising part of that for someone new to this?
I think exactly those bits, life-affirming and empower. It shifts the whole perception away from something dark or sinister towards something, well, constructive, positive even.
And that's reflected in the core principles.
Totally. Big emphasis on harmony with nature, ecological awareness, living respectfully with all creatures, being mindful of your impact.
This sounds very contemporary, actually.
It does, doesn't it? Then there's divine polarity.
Meaning?
The idea that the creative power in the universe shows up as both masculine and feminine, the Lord and Lady. They're valued equally, and that same energy lives within everyone.
So balanced divinity. And what about sexuality?
Valued. Seen as pleasure, as part of the life force. It's a very holistic view.
Interesting. What else?
Understanding inner and outer worlds. Recognizing energies seen and unseen. And the power of the mind, they might call it the inner planes or collective unconscious, to actually manifest things.
To think a thing is to create a thing. That's what the author says, right? Sounds a bit like manifestation principles we hear about elsewhere.
Exactly. It's an interesting parallel. Another key thing, no central authority, no pope, no single book telling everyone exactly what to do.
So it's more individual.
Very much so. Knowledge is valued, and each person is seen as manifesting the religion's power themselves. And they don't hate other religions.
Really?
Yeah, the book says their issue is only with belief systems that claim to be the one true way and actively try to suppress others.
How does that lack of central authority affect how it's practiced?
It leads to a lot of diversity, personal exploration, people tailor it, which fits with the whole idea of life affirmation and evolution, respecting all life, from bugs to trees to people, believing consciousness is always evolving.
Seeing the sacred everywhere, kind of.
That's a good way to put it. Constant growth, interconnectedness.
So where does this belief system say it came from? Is there a creation story?
There is, and it's quite beautiful. The book describes the lady, the goddess, dancing the universe into existence.
Dancing it.
Yeah, sparks from her hair become stars and planets. Her movements form seas and mountains. Her words of love create trees and flowers. Her laughter makes the sound of water.
Wow, that's evocative.
Then she creates the Lord as her companion, part spirit, part animal. Together they birth all life, including humans.
And witches specifically.
Later, the story goes, the Lord and Lady drew energy from angels, power animals, and humans to create the witches, to bring wisdom, healing, magic. The Lady taught them the magic circle. The Lord taught them how to connect with nature and the elements.
That really grounds that reverence for both the masculine and feminine divine, doesn't it? Gives witches a sort of lineage.
Absolutely. And from this divine connection, Wiccans believe they can form a cone of power.
Cone of power. Sounds potent.
It's described as this combination of love, positive creativity, and spirit, like an engine for manifestation, for making things happen.
Making miracles happen, the book says.
Yeah, for themselves and others. It highlights the power of focused, positive belief, which again, you see echoes of in psychology, team dynamics, belief effects.
The author notes it's often easier for people to believe in negative things than positive ones.
Right, which makes harnessing this positive creative power a real practice, a discipline even.
Okay, so that's the belief system. Let's shift to the practice. Rituals. The book says they're not just mumbled mantras. What are they for?
They're presented as core to personal growth, tools to help you throw off the chains of past difficulties, to blossom spiritually.
So like focused self-improvement sessions.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. A structured way to focus your intention and energy, like a spiritual mindfulness exercise almost.
And the magic circle is central to this.
It is. It's described as the witch's church, holy ground, and place to hold power. It creates a safe, concentrated space.
Protection, too.
Yeah, protection from negative energy while they're working. And creating this sacred space involves cleansing and consecrating objects representing the four elements: earth, air, fire, water.
Do you need a physical altar for that?
Not necessarily. The book mentions it can even be a mental practice, which is helpful, if you're a teen and maybe your parents aren't fully on board yet.
Right. Practicality matters. What about symbols? The pentacle often gets a bad rap.
It does, but the book explains it represents the five elements: earth, air, fire, water, with spirit at the top point, often placed on an altar, used for invoking, drawing energy in, or banishing, pushing it away.
So just a tool for directing energy.
Exactly. Then there's the sacred spiral. Ancient symbol. Represents divine energy, the journey inward. Draw it clockwise to bring things to you, counterclockwise to push them away.
Simple, symbolic actions.
And the goddess symbol, too, representing the divine feminine, healing, women's mysteries. None of these, the author stresses, are about evil, just focused tools.
What about the Book of Shadows? Sounds mysterious, like something out of a movie.
Huh. Yeah, the book specifically says it's not some grand grimoire. It's a personal, spiritual testimony.
Like in a journal.
Exactly. A place for your own prayers, insights, spells you create, a tool for self-study, for tracking your growth. You make it yourself.
How does the book suggest starting one, especially for a young person?
It really emphasizes making it yours. Fill it with what resonates with you, what you discover. It's a living document of your journey, not some ancient fixed text.
That sounds empowering. What about joining the craft? Do you need, like, an initiation?
The book makes a distinction. Some groups, some traditions do have initiation ceremonies performed by other witches, but you can also dedicate yourself.
Dedicate.
Yeah, through self-study, especially within what's called eclectic Wicca, which is more individualized. And importantly, neither path requires you to give up any other faith you might have.
That's huge. Really inclusive.
Definitely.
So if it's that open, how does the book define magic itself? It's clearly not just waving a wand.
No, not at all. It's defined as using one's will to create form.
Using your will to create form.
Yeah. It requires belief in spirit or a higher power, and belief in yourself. Fundamentally, it's about energy work, pushing negative energy away, pulling positive energy towards you. Focused intention.
Okay, makes sense. How does that translate into everyday practices?
Several ways. Prayer, for one. But not just formal prayer, more like talking to spirit daily, like a best friend. Asking for guidance, not trying to bargain.
Just keeping that connection open.
Exactly. Music and sound are important too. Rhythm helps get you into that alpha state.
Alpha state, like deep relaxation, focus.
Yeah, that relaxed but aware state, good for meditation, creativity, and effective magic, according to the book. And key rule, never work magic when you're angry.
Why not?
Because the energy you put out matters. Anger would taint the working, presumably bring negative results. They even talk about drum trancing to raise positive energy.
Interesting. What else?
One I find fascinating is magical daydreaming.
Magical daydreaming, like visualizing.
Kind of. It's described as a natural mental outlet, almost a form of prayer, but with rules.
Rules for daydreaming.
Yeah. Always positive, always in the present tense, like it's happening now. Don't visualize taking something from someone else, and be specific.
So it's focused, intentional visualization for manifesting things you desire. Sounds like techniques people use in self-help and sports psychology.
It really does. Ancient practices tapping into maybe universal cognitive stuff. Meditation is seen as a more focused version of this. Vital for stress, focus. Takes practice, though.
Sure. And spells. What's the approach there?
They fall into categories: love, health, money, protection, even fun. But the key advice: personal, self-designed spells are the most powerful.
Because they come from you, your intention.
Exactly. And another big piece of advice: do a spell, then forget it.
Forget it. Why?
To avoid blocking it with worry or doubt. Set the intention, release it, let it work. Trust the process. It's about letting go.
Okay, that's a lot of practical tools. Let's talk applications.
Yeah.
And warnings. Love magic comes up, right? Big topic for teens.
Huge. And the book lays down some very strict, non-negotiable rules here.
Like what?
Crucially, witches never try to magic a specific person against their will, and never try to take someone else's partner.
Why is that so emphasized?
The book warns that trying that leads to violent, devastating, and harmful results. It goes back to that core ethic, harm none, and the rule of three. Manipulating free will is seen as harm, and it backfires. Badly.
So what is the focus of love magic then?
Attracting the best person for you. not a specific target. And keeping your own power in the process. It's about compatibility and well-being for everyone, not control.
That makes ethical sense. Does the book give examples?
Oh, yeah. Some really interesting ones. There's a Come to Me love spell designed to call in the right person, not someone specific. The author tells this funny story about her friend who did it.
Yeah. What happened?
She ended up attracting a cat.
A cat.
Seriously. Which, hilariously underlines the need for specificity, maybe. Or maybe the universe decided a cat was the best companion for her right then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, point taken. What else? There's a glamour spell. That sounds like changing appearance.
Actually, no, the book is clear. Glamour isn't really on the outside. Glamour consists of the fine qualities that shine through from the soul.
So it's about enhancing inner qualities. Confidence, kindness, wit.
Exactly, things that make you naturally radiant and appealing. It's inner work manifesting outwardly.
It's much deeper than just looking good.
Right. Then there are practical spells for difficult social stuff. Don't tread on me. Tie his your tongue. Creative, symbolic ways to deal with gossip, bullies, people trying to mess up your relationships.
Using symbols and intention rather than direct confrontation, maybe.
Sometimes, yeah. There's also a happy home spell for bringing peace into the family space, pushing out negativity.
That sounds useful for anyone.
Definitely. And for bigger life choices like careers, there's the tree curriculum spell.
Tree curriculum?
Yeah, it's described as a fun, long-term spell for exploring options. The core message is, do what you want to do, what makes you happy. Finding your authentic path.
Aligning with your joy. I like that.
And finally, the magic bulletin board spell. Basically, a spiritual vision board, visualizing and tracking goals for prosperity, healing, love, protection.
So lots of constructive applications. Now the warnings, these seem really important.
Absolutely critical. First, a very strong, uncompromising stance. Drugs and alcohol don't mix with magic. Period.
Why such a hard line?
The book shares a really vivid cautionary tale about a teen named Cindy. Her sister Alexis was popular. Cindy felt left out, got into drugs. It shows how addiction is indiscriminate and can just destroy lives and families.
So the message is stay clear-headed, use common sense.
Exactly. Prioritize self-preservation over fitting in. Ground the practice in reality and responsibility. Magic isn't an escape from real-world consequences.
Which connects to the next warning about the dark side.
Yeah. Reiterating, the dark side is not the witch way. Witches don't work with evil. The book gives an example of a teen, Jefferson, who tried using dark magic just to scare people. It emphasizes that no real power lies in evil. It's ultimately weak, destructive. The real power is in positive, constructive energy.
Okay, and the final warning about magic's limits.
Right. A crucial reality check. Magic won't fix everything. The author says it balances things, but it will not sugarcoat a problem. Sometimes, things might even seem to get worse before they get better, especially the book notes, in situations like abuse. Magic can support, but it doesn't replace practical action.
So if you're in danger, call the police. Don't just cast a spell.
Absolutely. Mundane help, calling authorities, getting therapy, taking practical steps is always primary. Magic is a support, not a substitute for real-world solutions.
How does the book suggest balancing that? Knowing when to use magic versus seeking mundane help?
It implies magic works with reality, helping align things, but you still have to do the work. It's about discernment. Magic helps clear paths or attract opportunities, but you still have to walk the path, seize the opportunity.
Okay, so it's empowering but grounded.
Yeah.
Let's talk about navigating this socially. Talking to parents seems like a big hurdle for teens.
Huge. The book offers practical, non-confrontational strategies. Introduce ideas slowly, ask questions like, what if God was really a woman? Spark curiosity, not conflict.
Gentle introductions.
Yeah. Maybe point out scientific links to spiritual ideas or similarities between Wicca and other religions. Like reincarnation was apparently discussed in early Christianity, or how many ancient cultures were matrifocal focused on female deities.
Showing connections, not just differences.
Exactly. The author even suggests a sneak attack. Genuinely study all major world religions. That process itself often leads to understanding and tolerance.
That's clever.
Yeah.
What about talking to friends?
The book is realistic here. It says you might lose some friends when you reveal you're interested in the craft, but you'll find out who your true friends are.
That can be tough for teens.
For sure. But it also strongly warns against using the witch label just to seem cool or scary or to boast.
Why not?
Because the law of return will boot you right in the backpack, as the book colorfully puts it.
Huh. So, that karmic principle again. Using it for ego or negativity backfires.
Basically, yeah, it's about integrity. And looking bigger picture, the book acknowledges that witches do face discrimination.
Still, even now.
Yeah. And it mentions how adult witches work for respect and safety, mainly through wisdom and education, trying to change perceptions peacefully.
So it's quite a journey from curiosity, maybe fueled by myths, to understanding this, well, quite ethical and practical system.
Exactly. It moves way beyond the stereotypes into something focused on self-empowerment, responsibility, and connection.
So we've really dug into Teen Witch today, unpacking a path that stresses personal growth, harmony with nature, connecting to the divine inside and out.
Yeah, and a very practical approach to, well, making your life better, improving yourself, maybe helping others.
It definitely leaves you thinking. If magic, as the book defines it, is basically using one's will to create form with belief in spirit and yourself, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What positive forms could you create?
By aligning your own thoughts, your intentions, your actions with those principles of love and creativity. It's a powerful question.
Maybe some of these ideas resonate with your own search for meaning, or how you approach problems, or just working on yourself.
We hope it gives you something to reflect on.